So welcome back to the We Are City channel for episode 2 of Pep Guardiola. The journey continues in season 2 in FC 25. 1 year, the final year of Pep Guardiola here on FC 25 Manchester City. And today's episode, we start the pre-season tournament. We finish the pre-season tournament. We play the Community Shield final, and also one more big signing to replace İlkay Gundogan. And we're going into pre-season now. And the first game of pre-season will be up against RB Leipzig. A opening day of pre-season for Pep Guardiola's Manchester City have not long since finished the FIFA Club World Cup. Today they take on RB Leipzig in the US, where they could see a debut for new man, club record signing, Florian Wirtz. Here's Manu Akanji. Leipzig are a decent side. Echivere makes his City debut as well today. Of the season anyway. Mateus Nunes played in behind. A brilliant ball by Piron through towards Claudio Echivere. And Manchester City have the lead here. In the US, Claudio Echivere scores for Manchester City. Great ball in behind by Maximo Piron. Mateus Nunes playing off that left-hand side where he seems to have found his feet. And Echivere to poke it into the back of the net and give Manchester City the lead here against RB Leipzig. A nice, calm, composed finish from the young Argentinian. Here's Echivere again. He's been at the heart of everything so far today. Maximo Piron as well, impressing. Echivere in space. He's found Mateus Nunes. Nunes to the far post. It's Oscar Bob! And Oscar Bob cracks one into the top and the roof of the net for Manchester City to give them a 2-0 lead here against RB Leipzig. City's defence feels a little bit open. Barella can't get across here. Here is Openda! What a strike from Lois Openda. Nothing the new man, Michael Zertera, can do from that one. And it's the Belgian who hammers in the top corner for Marco Rosa's side, who celebrates on the sidelines a little bit over-dramatically, considering it's a pre-season friendly. But a wonderful strike from Openda, and there's no stopping that one for Zertera as it nestles in the top corner and the roof of the net. Brilliant finish. Long ball here by Leipzig. Šeško, Openda, back to Šeško. Šeško finds the back of the net himself. It's 2-2 here, and Manchester City defensively are all over the place. And it's a debut time for Florian Wirtz here, as the fans go wild. Oh, Openda, City's defence over the place again. Rodri slides in. He's still recovering from that long-term ACL injury. And Leipzig, from 2-0 down, now have a 3-2 lead. It's Lois Openda with a strike. Here is Doku. Oh, found by Wirtz. Doku, brilliant ball. Jeremy Doku to equalise. What a ball by Florian Wirtz, who gets his first Manchester City assist. Doku coming on off the right. And Wirtz threads the ball through perfectly, the new number 7, to Jeremy Doku. Here's Openda. Rodri stands off him. Openda past Rodri. Openda! Hat-trick for the Belgian. Zertera can't stop that one. It's smashed in by the Belgian again. And Lois Openda has been absolutely electric up top for RB Leipzig so far today. Nico Riley. Good win back against Hendricks. Found by Claudio Echivere. Echivere, the youngster. Echivere in towards Kyogo. Kyogo. Florian Wirtz for his first Manchester City goal of his career. Yes, it's pre-season. Yes, it's not a competitive goal. But Florian Wirtz gets an equaliser. Drives down the wide area. Doku. Brilliant from Doku. This left-hand side. Kyogo's in the middle. Kyogo! Off the bench to score, as he just does so regularly. Kyogo. Today he starts and today he scores the winner. In the 94th minute, Manchester City win it in pre-season. And the celebrations do feel over the top. But it's Kyogo again, the right place, the right time. And it's a thunderous strike after brilliant work by Doku that left-hand side. He skips down past a couple of players on a plate for Kyogo. Full-time whistle goes in pre-season here today. Manchester City come out winners against RB Leipzig. It certainly wasn't easy. Openda was certainly star of the show with his hat-trick. But City come out winners somehow, with late winners and late heroics from Jeremy Doku and Kyogo. More transfers happening here. Rangers have signed Emilio Lawrence on a 12-month loan away from the club. Jael Katongo gets a Crystal Palace loan move in the Premier League for 12 months. We have got also Jacob Wright moving to Leeds United in the Championship on a 12-month loan. And that puts us into our next pre-season game against Atalanta. Once again, the highlights to see this one out. Well, it's second game of pre-season for Manchester City. This time in the US, they face up against Atalanta, also known as Bergamo, on this game. Wide to Savinho. He's playing a stronger side today. Savinho skips past him. Savinho lifts it to the far post. Savinho! What a ball! And who else but Erling Haaland on the end of it? Thunderous header from the big man at the far post. Savinho lifts it in. And Erling Haaland is there. Corner for Atalanta, crossed in here. Free header, and it's a header into the back of that for Atalanta. That's poor defending by Manchester City. Not much the goalkeeper Zateria could do about it. Back heel to Florian Wirtz. What a ball by Wirtz. Erling Haaland is in here. 2-1 Manchester City. Well, that is a combination I feel like we're going to see a lot of this season. Florian Wirtz to Erling Haaland. What a lifted pass by Wirtz. He's taken out in the process. Just lifts it over the Atalanta defence under a late challenge. And Erling Haaland, first time volley past the goalkeeper. Manchester City 2, Atalanta 1. And Wirtz and Haaland could be the new De Bruyne and Haaland. On the counter here. City completely open. Adelola Lookman. He's through on goal here. Adelola Lookman. No stopping that for Zateria. It's a late equaliser for Atalanta that might just rescue them a draw here in the US. Full-time whistle goes. Manchester City 2, Atalanta 2. Florian Wirtz stars again. Some impressive performances from Oscar Bob, Mateus Nunes and Claudio Echeverri, but City are held to a draw. Well, rather unsuccessful pre-season so far, but other clubs are making massive signings. Diogo Jota has left Liverpool to join Villa on a £57 million deal. Jared Bowen has left West Ham United to join Juve in Serie A for £36 million. Wirtz was man of match in the last one with his fantastic performances. And more loan moves away from the club. Nico Riley gets a Premier League loan, 12 months to Everton. Kaiki makes a permanent move to West Bromwich Albion, a £2.4 million move away from the club. And also, Caden Braithwaite moves to Brescia in Italy on a 12-month loan deal. Callum Doyle to L'Oreal, 12 months in La Liga, great experience for him. Joel and Dalla, a permanent move to Middlesbrough in the Championship for £3.2 million as the transfers come thick and fast, and they do it around the world of football as well. Kim Min-jae moving for £40 million to West Ham from Bayern Munich, and Alvaro Valles, one of the players on our list, has moved to Wolves in a £30 million move. Enzo Fernandez to Napoli for £81 million. And the transfers are about to hot up even more in today's episode because we are going to now make a move for our Ilkay Gundogan replacement in Villarreal's Alexbaya, a man who is one of the most creative players in world football, gets assists from all around the field, and he's also got great paws. And now he plays left midfield and a striker at the moment. We're going to train to be a central midfielder, and you can see those stats there. Stamina rate 86, 90 vision, which is massive, 82 acceleration. He's not the quickest, he's better in those little pockets of space statistically. But jumping 73, balance 75, you actually see he's quite an all-rounder. He's got defensive areas game to work on to play as a more deeper player, but 80 curve, 87 short passing, 84 finishing. He's also quite good in those set-piece areas, dead ball specialist, flair. He's got so much to his game, Alexbaya. He's one of my favourite players to watch in La Liga for Villarreal, and statistically, actually looking at him on stats websites, he and Ilkay Gundogan are not too far away. So we agree a £52 million deal for Alexbaya to move to Manchester City. And here is Alexbaya alive in the CFA. He meets Pep Guardiola and also another partner, someone who's hopefully going to be getting a lot of assists this season, Erling Haaland, the striker. A bit of a training, of course, for Bayern as he is put through his paces as always. But Rodri, fellow Spaniard in the national team, meets his new teammate here at Manchester City. And Alexbaya, I think, is going to play a key role in the City side this season. He's going to play a very particular role alongside Rico Lewis in front of Rodri, I do believe, in that midfield. That is the area I see for him. He's not going to wear the number 13. I think he's going to wear the number 17 like Kevin De Bruyne wore. And Alexbaya is a Manchester City player. What a signing from Villarreal, one of the most creative players in Europe. 52 million and a £60 million budget. He is signing number 3 of the summer in what has been a fantastic revamp, and of course it's an A rating for Alexbaya. That signing is crucial for his Manchester City side. He's 84 rated. I'm sure he's going to grow to 86, 87 over the season's gone by. He's going to play in that Bernardo Silva role, and I think he can play like a Bernardo Silva type player. You can see here we're going to train him to be a central midfielder. It will take a while, 50 weeks to get him there, but he has the quality and he's going to be one of the top players in this Manchester City team without a doubt for the future. And we are going to change his kit number to number 17. Could wear number 18, I was thinking that one as well, but I'm going to go with 17. I think he's wore that for the national team. Alexbaya is a Manchester City player, signing number 3. And final game of the pre-season, it is going to be Pep Guardiola against one of his former sides in Bayern Munich. This pre-season is very close after the Club World Cup. The players haven't played well, and I'm not expecting too much. Well, final game of pre-season today for Manchester City against Bayern, a City side that have shipped a lot of goals so far in this pre-season. He's not going so well in pre-season. They've been all over the place. Rico Lewis has shown himself there, and Harry Kane opens the scoring. It's shocking defending from Manchester City as a unit, completely open, and England's captain Harry Kane opens the scoring. Brilliant from Musiala. Akanji's gone walkabout. Musiala still fantastic from Musiala into Leroy Sané, the former Manchester City player. Zatera can't keep it out. It's weak hands, you could say, from Zatera. And Leroy Sané is buying a 2-0 lead here in pre-season in the US. Manchester City fall short again against a team in pre-season. Defensively, have really struggled so far. Well, full time, the end of Manchester City's pre-season. Not long after the FIFA Club World Cup. Not much rest for these players who don't look sharp and defensively look all over the place going into the new season. Well, some big news about Matheus Nunes, really, because during pre-season he's been one of our best players and he's expected to perhaps get into the starting 11 with these performances. And a big move away from the club now. Club captain, once club captain Kyle Walker, he's moving away from Manchester City. He's agreed to move to AC Milan for just over 10 million. That is a big move away from the club for Kyle Walker. 35 years of age, 11 million nearly. It's sad to see him go, but it is his time. And you can see here, this is how the squad is looking. This is the formation we're going to play this season in this fluid back three we've talked about. We want the sort of right player behind, play as a shadow striker. The midfielder's going to play as a playmaker. Lewis is a deep line playmaker. These are the tactics that we are going to use if you want to copy them and try and play this way yourself. Or I'd wait till we see how we play throughout the season, because I'm not necessarily saying this is going to work. You can see there, that is the tactic anyway. That is the number if you want to use it and you want to build this yourself. So as winners of the Premier League and the FA Cup, Manchester City get to decide who they invite to play in the Community Shield final. And City did invite second place Tottenham Hotspur. That made sense. They were the ones who pushed us all the way in the Premier League title race, and the other side we opened the new season with. As it looks from the squad there, it doesn't look like Spurs have made many changes in terms of transfer window signings. It looks like the same back four, the same midfield five, and the same front two, sort of as before. Nothing has really changed on the front sun up top as well. Solanke, Gnabry, Bentancur, Johnson, Gray, Davis and Dragoshin on the bench, but I'm sure it's not updated towards the new signs. There could be some new players in there for Spurs, and they could be surprised. Like, we know the way Ange wants to play. We played regular against them last season, and we always got the better of them. We need to be very careful though against that man up top, Heung-min Son. Well, this is something we know with against Spurs today. It's going to be Ederson in goal. A back three of Ruben Diaz and Joško Vardiel. Alan Varela is going to sit in that hole in front. Captain for the season, Rodri is in that midfield alongside Alexbaya. New signings are being thrown in straight away. Jeremy Doku on the left and Savinho on the right. And it's Phil Foden, Florian Wirtz in support of Erling Haaland up top. On the bench we've got Diogo Kudiashi, Oscar Bob, Matheus Nunes, Jack Grealish. We've got also Kovacic, Lewis, Stones, Akanji and Zatera. It's a strong side. We're going to go a bit more conservative, having Rodri in that midfield role rather than Rico Lewis. Maybe Rodri can play in that Varela role, but we're going to go with that for today because Spurs, we know they're going to have a lot of quality on that counter-attack. Hopefully, Diaz in ahead of Akanji can be a bit more solid, and we know that Diaz, of course, in terms of pace-wise, is not what Akanji's got. We've got to defend those wide areas well. If this works well this season, we could see the best football Manchester City have ever played in a Pep Guardiola. So Wembley Stadium for the Community Shield final. It is just a glorified friendly. Two sides go head-to-head, who faced each other last season, battled out for the first and second position. Manchester City have got a lot of new players in there. Perhaps Spurs will as well. We're not exactly sure how Spurs do line up. Who is in there for Spurs? The man to look out for is, of course, 25-year-old Erling Haaland, who shattered the goal-scoring record in the Premier League last season. Let's see how Spurs line up to handle Erling Haaland, handle Florian Wirtz, Phil Foden, Alexbaya, Rodri, Savinho, Doku. So many quality players in this City side. Is the Spurs side. Son up top, Mikey Moore, Brent Johnson and Kulusevski behind, Sarr and Højbjerg in the midfield too. And it is in fact Vicario in goal with Porro, Romero, Phillips gets a nod ahead and Regular in the back line. Any new signs in there? Maddison, Van der Ven, Solanke, Spence, Feliz, Gnabry, Dragostin on the bench. No new signs for Tottenham Hotspur it seems so far. So far, can't get any space in that wide area. Rodri, Varela, Florian Wirtz. Goes into Bayern. Across the Doku here. Jeremy Doku. And a ball on behind to Bayern. And Bayern across the box to Erling Haaland. And Manchester City leading the Community Shield final. And that is exactly the sort of football I want to see from this club. First assist for Alexbaya on his debut for Manchester City. He got plenty of assists for Villarreal. That's the sort of player he is. And a brilliant goal for Alexbaya. Or for Haaland it is. Assist for Bayern. Cross the box. Haaland there ahead of Regulon. Tapping, but really good play. Bayern from central midfield. Getting in those attacking areas. Making problems for Spurs. Brilliant from Bayern. Manchester City lead by 1-0. Really nicely done there by City at the start of this one. Quick Regulon. He's a good fullback. Back out to Rodri. Holds it up here, Rodri. Alan Varela. Bayern is the man. On towards Florian Wirtz. Back wide to Doku. Doku into the box here. Haaland is there again! And takes a heavy touch, Haaland. Great chance for City. Savinho. Holds it up and gets it past Reguilon. Brilliant from Savinho here. Trouble for the opposition, Savinho. Savinho goes for goal. Good save by Romero. When it goes wrong, it might be a trouble, but Diaz is there and Diaz has lost it. Rodri covering ground here is Heung-min Son against... Oh, well done, Alan Varela. Well, him and Rodri can play together without a doubt. But so much energy in the side. Diaz slides in on Son. It's a late one. They play on. Back to Son. Through to Mikey Moore into the hands of Edison. Well, that was a good chance of Spurs that they waste. But a great intensity in this City side. We've got a young team. We've really revamped that midfield. The midfield is nice and young. And you can just feel the intensity. Haaland, Foden, Doku, Savinho, Wirtz, Bayern. I mean, they're just so intense players. It's working really well, but it's only 1-0 at half-time. Chasing, harrying. And then Johnson, too easy. Johnson, could be a bad start to the second half of City. Johnson. To pull it back out to Kulusevski. Rodri in there. Rodri wins it. Kulusevski back into Son. A bit fortunate. Heung-min Son with a strike. And a save by Edison. City more composed than that defensively we need to be. Great feet by Phil Foden into Savinho. Space again for City. Savinho takes down this wide area. So much trouble for Spurs here. Savinho just driving his way into the box here. Savinho pulls it back to Florian Wirtz. Good defending by Phillips. Right to Doku. Wants some support now, Doku. Comes in the form of Alexbaya. Brilliant by Bayern. Doku. Far post. Haaland is there! It's off the bar! Good chance for Haaland and City. Well, he's made Rodri go for this one against him there, and he's done really well. Rodri into Florian Wirtz. Bayern. Back wide to Doku again here. Jeremy Doku for City. Doku. Back out towards Haaland. It's away by Spurs. Gnabry. Up to Savinho. Down towards Diaz. Good play. Back into Savinho. Finds Foden. Foden with the ball in behind to Haaland here. Great ball by Foden. Haaland is in. Haaland for two. Straight at Vicario. Doku. To Vardiol again. He did well to hold up that situation. Oh, Varela with a big mistake. Heung-min Son. And it's 1-1. Alan Varela has been brilliant today. But he makes one mistake and City are punished. The best of ball's backed in by Vardiol. He tries to turn. Son gets in, but I don't know what Edison is doing. Back out to Haaland. Doku. Wirtz. Doku makes a run. Rico Lewis is there and into Rodri. Rodri from Manchester City. Rodri. Rides one challenge, Rodri. Then in behind to Savinho. Then into Haaland here. Haaland a turn. Haaland gets there. Haaland hits it off the post and in. What a goal! 2-1 Manchester City. Absolutely brilliant from Erling Haaland there. An assist for Savinho. Rodri back in the midfield making a massive difference. And City are back in front like that. Brilliant play. Absolutely brilliant play. Savinho flicks over top. Haaland, what a touch that is. He ends up flooring Pedro Porro in the process. And it's off the post and in from Erling Haaland. Makes it 2-1 Manchester City. We're back in front. And I intend to make more changes here. Son. One-man band for Spurs. Son again! Save from Edison. But he's so difficult to stop, Heung-min Son. I can't get anywhere near him. Højbjerg is off. He's been given a lifeline on Ange Postecoglou this season. Interestingly so. Cross him. Oh, Haaland off the line. And Vienna away. Well done, Vienna. Trying to play Son offside. Madison to start. Ball through to Son. Who's running at us here? John Stones across the City. Son. Chance of Madison. Big save by Edison. And behind for a corner. Come on, City, hang on. Ball in. Edison comes through. Edison punches. Bayern flicks it on. Full-time whistle goes. Manchester City start the season with the Community Shield curse perhaps in our favour. We didn't win it last season and we went on and won the league title in the FA Cup and got to the Champions League final. This year we win it. Will it hamper us? I don't know. But we do win the Community Shield, and up next is the chance to see us lift it. Well, for whatever reason, EAFC 25 is glitched in some way that the Champions League and other trophies have turned all into the Premier League trophy. So we've won the Community Shield, but we're lifting the Premier League. EA, explain this one to me. Stones lifts it because Rodri went off, but what is going on? Well, Mama joined Burnley on a 12-month loan in the Premier League. We've got Mohamed Sissoko joined Jacob Wright, a 12-month loan at Leeds United. And that will end today's launching episode with Heung-min Son leaving Spurs to join Newcastle and Manchester City looking like they are on for business in Pep Guardiola's what it will be his final season here on FC 25. We have done some big things in the transfer market. We've made some big signings, and I'm expecting a big season for Manchester City, where perhaps this time, finally, we can win the treble again. We'll see you guys, hopefully, next time.